Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, let's take a look again on the Bitcoin market. So in general, from technical point of view, Bitcoin holds the 30 even area pretty nice. So this is very important area because a lot of hopes stands in relation to this support, and if market will able to stay above it, it means that bullish trend, long-term bullish trend is still valid. Although we treat the invalidation or a range for this trend somewhere below previous top, so if market will break it down, then we think that the major trend will be broken and we should be prepared for sideways action for long term. But meantime, everything stands good for long-term perspective. Also, guys, we're happy to announce that we have prepared the new fundamental background where we put different forecasts from the big whales. This is from the JP Morgan, from the Goldman Sachs analysis, some from the well-known traders and analysis on the Bitcoin market. New forecast for the S2F model that suggests the new targets for Bitcoin. And in general, we're taking a look at the overall sentiment that we have currently. So it's very interesting. And in general, I would say that according to the opinion that have been expressed in the market, it seems that the long-term demand for Bitcoin, long-term interest among the institutional investors and among the traders to the Bitcoin is still valid. Although it becomes a bit weaker, especially among the institutional investors, but it's not cancelled totally. So market probably should start to recover, but this recovery will be slower than we expected initially. And a lot of headwinds, different headwinds, will be on the way of the recovery. And the first one is, of course, the rising of the interest rates. We hope that within the gap till the first rate hike within the 18 months, Bitcoin will be able to start this recovery. So that's what about the long term. In the shorter term, sentiment stands weaker. So more opinion stands in favor of another swing down before major recovery will start. That's why we should be extra careful today to any price behavior, because it's indeed exists some risks that market could drop to the 25-26 area that we discussed previously. So previously we thought this will be based on some pattern, but it was dropped only to the 28. But by taking a look in the general overall sentiment and investors' position situation on the market, it seems that risk significant that we could get another swing down. So we should be careful with any patterns that we have currently, especially with the bullish patterns, and trying to protect our position and choosing the setups with the minimum loss orders that we could place. So on a weekly chart, we still hope that this spike down here will be fake breakout of the flag pattern and suggest that market could reverse up in upward direction. This is classical pattern that is called as a bearish trap. So when the market breaks the potentially bearish pattern, and then this breakout becomes fake, and this causes a bearish trap. Usually it leads to the opposite breakout. Another important moment here is that, of course, the Russian risk. So we discussed this pattern on Thursday. This is very important. Why? Because by this action, market grabbed the stops below the previous lows, and from the market mechanics, market should not drop below this area again if it keeps some bullish sentiment. The drop will happen only if the sentiment is not bullish anymore and market is going lower. So that's why this lows is very important. It will just tell us where the market still keeps the bullish context or not. It means that if you trade on the daily chart, on the weekly, you easily could use this pattern with the confidence, this candle actually in these lows for stop placement. So if you place stop below these lows, this will be proper moment, proper area, because only in the breakout of this area, the context will be broken. So market should not drop below it if it still keep the bullish context. So if you're trying to take the long position, you think the market should move higher. This is the point that you need to keep an eye on. In a shorter term, on the lower time frames, here I would suggest that, well, in general, overall performance stands not bad actually. Here we've got some retracement to the downside after the wash and rinse. Previously, we actually talked about the wash and rinse, the same things. In here, the market has formed a bearish reversal candle, but as you can see, this candle mostly is cancelled with this upward action, and in fact, we have here some kind of the morning star pattern. That led us to suggest that probably we could keep an eye on the possible Gartner's triple to sell pattern. So it seems that we could get some ABCD retracement to the 3650. This will be Gartner's triple to sell, and take a look. This level also agrees with resistance. So this is 618 resistance level. Here, right from 3658 approximately, that might be some at least 30% pullback. So if you're a scalp trader, you trade on intraday charts, on the hourly chart, on the 15-minute chart, you could consider this level to keep an eye on the possible bearish signals. For instance, one market will complete the ABCD. You could drop your time frame to the 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, watch for bearish patterns. If they will be formed, you could try to take the short position with a target at least somewhere around, I suppose, 30, 35, maybe slightly lower. Just the 30% retracement could be done based on this Gartner's triple to sell pattern. Well, that is a perspective for just 1-2 sessions. What will happen next? It's difficult to say, just because market, as you can see, stands in the range. Theoretically, as it was the fake breakout and it stands on the higher time frames, theoretically, market should perceive action back to the 40 even, as it fluctuates inside of the range and it's coming from one bottom to another range. So that probably should happen, because this, as I said, is a very important point. But at this moment, well, maybe you could try to take the long position on some pullback here, but maybe it makes sense to wait when this pattern will be completed, and then on a retracement, consider taking the long position. That will be just safer. Well, that's actually what we have currently on the Bitcoin market. On the hourly chart, I do not see something really special, just the 618 level that we discussed previously. You can see market has able to hold it. Unfortunately, we haven't got direct Gartner's triple to sell. That was a bit tricky type of action. The market creates the new top and then shows the drop. But anyway, this price action, well, makes low importance to us because it provides no patterns, nothing actually clear. Mostly that the most patterns that we have is stand on the volatile chart. So that being said, first watching for this target. Then some minor action here could happen. Scalp traders could consider for taking scalp short position. Those who intend to go long could use this retracement for considering taking the long position. So that's what we have currently here, and welcome to read our new report. There are lots of interesting stuff. So that probably could explain some things that may be unclear currently, why market behaves in this manner or shows some specific actions of, like here, as we have this sideways action, when it could be finished, and where to expect possible more active behavior on the Bitcoin market.